Over a single weekend in northern Italy, the 2024 S4 European Supermoto Champion will be determined at the Kart Planet facility in Busca. Let's meet some of our riders.
Hello, I'm Miles Gourdon and I'm here at the S4 Championship in Busca. And this weekend I'm very confident with myself because we worked hard for this race to think about winning and be at the front in the races. And my opponents for sure will be Surra and Rato. They are very fast here, and I'm very confident with the feeling with the bike. The track, it's very hot, so it's a little bit dizzy, but we will be for sure fast.
I'm Mattia Rato, I'm a S4 rider. I come from the European Moto2 Championship, and I think this race will be a strong fighting with the brothers Gourdon and Alberto Surra. I will push to the limit for win the races. On this track I feel good. I don't feel a good rear grip, but it's funny and I can do good things on this circuit.
This year's European S4 is a single destination championship with the title fight contested across 3 races here in Piemonte. We've come in the summer and we'd hope that would mean sunshine, but weather is an unpredictable thing, as is supermoto racing. This circuit is 1.6 kilometers in length, and of course, in S4 we do not tackle the sky sections you'll see in S1 GP. Local man Eduardo Bertola will get a lot of support here.
Hi, I'm Eduardo Bertola. I come from Junior GP European Championship. I'm here now in Busca Karting Planet for the race of the European Cup with the S4 category. I hope that this race will go on really good because I like the track. It's my favorite track and it's also from 10 minutes from my house. So I wanna do great things here. This is the only race of the European Championship, so you need to go really fast from the starting practice of tomorrow. And also in the races, you need to give everything because there are only 3 races and nothing, so it's really good. It will be a really hot day tomorrow because there are 30 degrees, so it will be really hot. You also need to look for the tires because they are gonna be in a difficult position for maybe some riders that use the tire the most. And so now enjoy one onboard lap with me.
Let's take a look at the circuit up close and personal with Bertola to the first corner. Very familiar territory this, knee down of course for these riders. Turn 2, the right-hander then opens up more so than it does for the S1 riders because they go through this single line S section. We then rejoin the kind of familiar turf of the S1 circuit here, this long sweeping left-hander into the hairpin right. You can see more speed taken through the corners by these machines. Of course, they're more stiff in the setup because they don't have to land those big jumps. Great overtaking opportunity or two here through this middle sector of the circuit. We bypass the famous Busca banking. Short blast into the final sector section of the lap. Lots of left into right into left into right here, constantly switching between the sides of the tyre. This is quite a physical lap in S4 specification, the Busca Kart Planet circuit. Last corner, always an opportunity for a dive bomb. Back onto the straight, it's a short and sharp lap for the S4 riders. first race saw Alberto Sura on pole position, Mattia Rato and Theo Gordon on row 1, Navaria, Gordon, Alex Gordon that is, and Paolo Conte on row 2, Loris Ford Dunn, Kovalov and Gentili on row 3, Bertola, who we just rode with, Konstantin and Cronin round out the 4 front rows. As the riders lined up for race 1 on Saturday, the damp circuit was clearly going to be a challenge for all. The number 13 TM of Mattia Rato swept into an early lead as everyone scratched and clawed for traction on the opening lap. The number 74 Husqvarna of Alex Gordon was the early holder of second position, ahead of his brother Theo. Everyone had to be extremely careful on the throttle in these conditions, and unfortunately Loris Ford Dunn showed just how easy it was to slip up on the very first lap. He has a moment just in front of Giorgio Gentili. It was clear that staying on 2 wheels was going to be the priority for anyone who wanted points. Out front, Rato was under pressure from both Gordon brothers on their Husqvarnas. Alex on the 74, Theo on the 84. Alex's confidence was increasing, and that was clear to see as he hounded and then powered by Rato on just lap 2 of the race. But that lead was short-lived as the riders began exchanging positions at the front of the field in what was a very, very exciting duel. The exchanges for position would often depend on who could position themselves on the drying racing line, and while the leading pair fought, new challengers waited in the wings. Incredibly committed riding from all parties in these conditions. Rato was looking for any opportunity to find a way past the 74, and soon enough he would find his way back through. It was a very much a yo-yo effect race at this stage, but keep an eye on that KTM in the background. Sure enough, Alberto Sura soon dove for third place against Theo Gordon, moving the number 67 KTM up to third position. Rato and the younger Gordon, Alex, continued to switch for the lead, but it was the Moto2 hotshot that looked quick behind them. As the 74 led the way, it felt like a matter of time before that battle would implode. All 3 riders with a lot of road racing, motorcycling experience. It was Sura who'd hit the detonate button, making quick work of both to take the lead, and at least initially he built a couple of bike lengths over Alex Gordon. But soon, Mattia Rato was investigating the rear of the 74. And sure enough, he would find his way by and would latch himself to the rear of his fellow FIM European Moto2 Championship regular. Both of these riders competing in what was previously known as the Spanish CEV Championship, of course, now very much the launching pad into the World Championship. The lead fight began working their way through traffic, such as the number 18 of Gentili, and they gapped the rest of the front runners. Rato tried repeatedly to pull tricks and dives on Sura, but his local knowledge couldn't match Sura's steely performance. The pair loved the fight, that much was clear. It was a very close battle, but it was one that there just simply wasn't a way by that KTM, despite Rato's best efforts. The pair were loving the battle, but the laps were running out, and it would ultimately be Sura who would finish on top and secure the first winning points haul of the 2024 S4 European Championship weekend. What a result for the KTM rider.
Hard race, was difficult with the rear tire and the dry conditions. The motorbike drift everywhere, and it was a strong battle with Alberto Sura, and I think I can do better, and we will see tomorrow.
Rato stating his intentions going into Sunday, just 3 points off of Alberto Sura. The Gordons, Alex and Teo, third and fourth in the standings ahead of Paolo Conte and Antonino Navaria. Race 2. Better conditions and perhaps a better opportunity to see these stiffer 450cc Supermoto machines at full tilt. Mattia Rato was the fastest out of the blocks once more, as the rest of the field fought for space with full confidence, now experiencing a lot more grip than they'd had on Saturday. It was clear that once again the battle out front would be between Rato and Alberto Sura. Early on, it was the number 13 TM that had the upper hand. The local crowd delighted to see an Italian racer running at the front. Of course, Sura making it an all-Italian 1-2 as well. This would potentially equalise the S4 European Championship points heading into the third and final race, if only Mattia Rato could hold on to the advantage. Watching these S4 bikes with bright young road racing talent at the handlebars is a real treat. You could see how the lack of setup compromise for the jumps and the compressions leads to higher corner speeds. And that speed was matched by confidence from Rato at the saddle of the 13. Further back, Antonio Navaria was just ahead of Alex Gordon aboard his Honda red Moto Gaza machine. The factory Husqvarna of Gordon was suffering with a front tyre issue, which was no doubt compromising his commitment and pace. Further back, a collision between Teo Gordon and Loris Ford Dunn, the former ending up on the deck as they collided at the apex. Ford Dunn had no time to rest as he found himself under immediate pressure from Giorgio Gentili. The Italian would see the door open to the inside of the final corner. The opportunity simply wasn't there for the time being as they continued to scrap for 7th. Mattia Rato held an easy lead going into the closing stages, but just a couple of laps from home, disaster would strike. Engine issues meant Rato would not take the flag, handing another full haul of points to Alberto Sura on the KTM. So Sura claiming the victory. Look at that. No number 13 in the top 10. Navaria coming second. Gordon, Conte and Bertola, the local of the locals, in 5th. It was a good race. In my opinion, we had a tyre pressure problem at the front. My feeling was that the pressure increased in this heat, but Mattia had much more pace, and I congratulate him. I'm really sorry about the engine that broke, but it was really strong. It was a good race. You could see the perspiration on our championship leader there. Sura leads it by 10. Alex Raphael Gordon in second. Antonino Navaria in third. Conte and Rato rounding out the top 5. The grid for our third race saw Alberto Sura on pole position, Antonino Navaria alongside Gordon on row 1, Paolo Conte, Bertola and Gentili on row 2, Ford Dunn, Kovalov and Teo Gordon after his hitting the deck, starting from 9th place, Konstantin, Rato and Cronin bringing us down to 12th place. Rato with a lot of work to do. Race 3 began, and for the first time all weekend, it would be Alberto Sura leading on the first lap despite challenges from Paolo Conte on the number 55. Further back, Giorgio Gentili was once again showing us an onboard perspective. He was 9th early on, but that would soon become 10th as Teo Gordon passed by. A couple of riders, of course, were working their way up through the field after disappointing performances in race 2 that set the grid for race 3. Out front, Sura had a lead. All he needed was to score solidly to become the 2024 European champion, preferably by staying ahead of Conte and the chasing pack. Conte under pressure there. He would do a great job of holding second, at least in the early stages. But soon, that chasing pack behind the KTM would shift. Alex Gordon moved into second place, setting himself on course for potential vice-champion status in S4 Europe. Sura was looking remarkably smooth out front, almost on his own track day at the sharp end of the pack. I'm sure he's rode many laps of Busca previously. He's been on the odd track day here before. Breaking news further behind him, though, because Mattia Rato was making his way up the field. And by mid-race, it was Mattia Rato up into second position. And he was closing on the leader. And with 2 laps to go, Sura crashed, handing the race 3 win to Mattia Rato. Sura finished 4th. And thanks to Rato's race 2 DNF, Sura would still come out as the 2024 S4 European champion. But a great win for Rato. Rato winning the final race then of the weekend. A bit of retribution for the number 13. Alex Gordon in second. Navarria and Sura, with Bertola rounding out the top 5 ahead of Theo Gordon. But the standings still tell the story, and it's a story Alberto Sura will love to tell. Alex Gordon 6 points back from him in second, and Mattia Rato salvaging third in that final race. He'll be happy enough with that. Antonino Navarria just behind. Rato then on the third step of the podium. What could have been without that engine issue and the DNF in race number 2. Alex Gordon, consistent but never quite fighting for the lead outside of the wet conditions in race 1. Alberto Sura for VM Racing having a wonderful turnout here on his KTM. Vincenzo Speranza presenting the first place trophy. One of the people who worked so hard to make Busca a revered supermoto facility. FIM delegate Gianluca Avenoso presents the gold plate, the championship plate, to the pilot of the 67, who celebrates in the sun.
For me, for my team, thanks my friend, my sponsor, the team WEM, and my family for opportunity.
And so, Alberto Sura leaves Busca as the 2024 S4 European Supermoto champion. He's already a race winner in European Moto 2 this season. The Italian is proving his versatility across multiple bike racing disciplines. Congratulations to Sura, VM Racing, and the KTM Group, who claimed the first FIM Supermoto Championship awarded in 2024. Alberto Sura, the 2024 S4 European champion.